Yesterday, I pretended to be homeless for 3 hours, and I realized that if you're homeless, you're there by choice. Like, you are there by.
That's awesome. I love that. She's so right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you chose to be homeless for 3 hours. That's what you chose to do, which is an insane choice, to be fair. Absolutely unimaginable, unhinged, and insane choice overall. But other than that, I mean, we went to a walk in the
By
park and was
choice,
like, I'm
100%
LARPing
having
as a
that
homeless
experience.
person.
Just the way that I chose to go experience that by choice. It's just the only difference is the stories that you're telling yourself. So if you want to experience homelessness, you want to experience what it would be like to lose everything, you can go have that experience. Or
Yeah, no, totally. Dude, the stupider people get, the funnier people get in every aspect of society. Like the crunchy granola people are also dumber as well. Like we are collectively getting dumber and dumber. So everyone is getting dumber in their own unique way. You know what I mean? Some people think ice giants are real. Other people think legitimate giants were found in Afghanistan. And she is like taking the I manifested my future for myself to the dumbest new level that you could get to as a crunchy granola lady. It's awesome. People still disappearing where the ice giants were reported. Please stop. No, they're not. Please stop. Not the same, but I found a guy who moved into a shed in his parents' backyard where he games and he watches you.
I am going to shove your ass down your throat and make you eat your underwear.
What the fuck? How? Where? What? Oh my god. Average Hassan viewer's house. Oh Jesus. I don't think that people are getting dumber. I think dumber people just got louder. Yeah, I guess you're right. I think part of it is also like I do have this weird belief, maybe I'm wrong, but I do have this weird belief that the more accessible information is immediately on our phones, like the more you can Google shit, the less we are reliant on our brains to like learn information by reading it in a fucking book and like truly trying to understand why certain things happen. Like I feel like we're exercising less critical thinking skills, and the less we exercise critical thinking skills, the more we are susceptible to believing whatever the hell we see in front of us. I hate to be a boomer about it, but I do legitimately think, because I always joke about like, I don't read, it's so dumb. But like, I've read a lot in my life to get to the point that I got to, and I still read a fuck ton. And it just like kind of scares me a little bit when I think about where we are, and what it's doing to our brains. I feel like the more you're like, I don't need to fucking read, I don't need to learn anything, I can just like Google it. The more you see stuff like this, you know what I mean? I have a 36-year-old friend that reads at like a 6th grade level. I mean, you can also not be great at reading or writing and be brilliant regardless. I mean, my brother is a perfect example of this. He has never been a very good reader, but he's very smart. His brain works in a different way. But he's certainly that's dyslexia, and he certainly over the course of his life has gotten a lot of forceful critical thinking skills like forced into him through the education system. I mean, this dude has a master's in engineering, you know what I mean? It's not like he's gotten his education out of the fucking way. So I feel like there are different ways of getting people to that point. I don't know. It just is a little terrifying to see, but anyway, let's continue.
You're welcome to create a bunch of bullshit stories in your life that force you, quote unquote, force you into that experience. But even when you go by force, it's still by choice because you wanted to have that experience. You just created a bunch of excuses for why you gave yourself permission to have it. It's just like any other experience that we have in life. It's no worse or better than having a home. It's no, different than anything else, but the experience does show you how much you take for granted.
How much you take? I gotta run that last part again.
Even when you go by force, it's still by choice because you wanted to have that experience. You just created a bunch of excuses.
This is literally like the inverse of just, you manifest everything that you experience type shit. This is its like logical conclusion. You only arrive at this when you are too crunchy and too granola. And you read or listened to the audiobook of The Secret. First heard your exact thoughts a long time ago in a comedy bit. Pete Holmes. White privilege has rotted this woman's brain all the way out. Yeah. This woman does not know how a mirror works. We know that for a fact. I'm willing to bet that she has like what's going on in mirror world. How can they see what's behind the paper type moment, like for sure. You know what I mean?
By now you are...
Okay, we'll continue on.
Why you gave yourself permission to have it. It's just like any other experience that we have in life. It's no worse or better than having a home. It's no, different than anything else, but the experience does show you how much you take for granted.
I don't know. Is it rage bait or is she actually this fucking stupid?
all familiar with Mandy on Earth, the woman who believes homelessness is a choice. If you haven't, I've linked it below in the captions. I am not going to make you all watch it again.
Wait, send me the fucking mirror video, please. She has a mirror video? She has our Mirror's Magic video? Please tell me. She does have a Mirror's or Magic video, doesn't she? Oh my God. She's probably born into an affluent family who taught that anybody can make it up the social ladder no matter how bad your situation is. Probably.
Intrusive thoughts are literally just your intuition.
Some of you may have gone to her profile, might have thought a lot of her videos were clickbait. You might have even popped on over to that link in bio, or her selling get-rich-quick schemes for upwards of $500 a pop.
I love those because the get-rich-quick schemes are just trying to get her rich quick. Like, it's always just like get-rich-quick schemes where I get rich. Get me rich.
Done some digging and I found out that there's some much more than meets the eye here. Not only was it not clickbait, it was something that she...
Wait.
If you really want to get fucked up and see how not real this whole illusion is, take a book, push it up against a mirror, and then put your fist on the other side of the book pressed up against the mirror. Then look from the side and see what you see in the reflection.
I told you. I told you. I told you. These people are so fucking stupid, man. No, they're on a different playing field, dude. They're astral projecting to a place where they're fucking dumbasses, okay? They're not on this planet. They're completely just lost their minds. I don't get it. What do you see? It's quite literally the notion that the fact that you precog that isn't a good thing. You are in the same field as them for knowing them so well. I wish you well. I mean, I am fascinated. I am absolutely fascinated with how dumb human beings can get and how cruel human beings can be without recognizing their own personal cruelty. So, for that reason, this is exclusive. This is like totally in my realm. You know what I mean? And given the extensive coverage that I have afforded to this, a lot of those people and their fan bases, or people who see themselves as a fellow traveler to these fucking weirdos, they hate me. And they get together and they go, oh man, this guy fucking big smarty pants. Like, look at him telling me that mirror world isn't fucking real. Fuck you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh wow, it's light reflecting. I don't know about that. Big guy. Oh, okay, Mr. Scientist. What's next? You gonna tell me that fucking vaccines are good? Shut the fuck up. You know? Intrusive thoughts are your intuition. When will the internet learn what intrusive thoughts mean? Telling someone with OCD that intrusive thoughts or intuition is like a great way to get someone to off themselves. Oh my God, this is 43,000 likes. Dude, everyone is brain broken. Even the people that are like criticizing this person. You know what I mean? It's crazy. OCD is very serious, is true. I just, like, she is fucking out of her mind. Like, OCD or not, people should be able to, like, look at that and go, no, that's a crazy person. Like, a lot of you are in the chat. Some of you have OCD, okay? Some of you have OCD. You see her, regardless of your OCD, you still go, that's fucking nuts. Like, this is a crazy person, right? Like, unless you're just as crazy as she is, OCD or not, you're going to look at her and like, at what point does your OCD render you incapable of, like, understanding that the information that's coming through your fucking screen towards you from this person is not good info? You know what I mean? You're smarter than her. If you're in here, I assume you're smarter than her. You know what I mean? If society didn't give a pass to attractive people, there would be many less confident, dumb people. And that's where you go wrong. You assumed we're smarter than her. I mean, a lot of people are, I think. And we're all a bunch of dumbasses in here as well. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean the bottom of that well isn't deep. You know what I'm saying? We only go further down. A lot of us are dumb people. I'm a dumb guy. I say it all the time. I'm not a very smart person. I'm not a particularly smart person. Right? But, like, that well goes deep, you know? There's still plenty of other way dumber people. This dude is shitting on Turkish food? Wait, what? I traveled to the most obese country in Europe. At least he called Turkey a country in Europe, so respect. Like, I ain't gonna hate that. You know, he's right. Istanbul is definitely a European city, and Turkey is a European country, you know. Whatever. He said we're obese, but he also said we are in Europe. So I don't know. I'm conflicted as a Turk. He's valid, I think. Avrupa'daysak sorun yok. Obeziz. Exactly. As bayrakları as. He said, if we're in Europe, it's fine. No problem. Yes, we're obese. Okay. Are you just shitting on Turkey from being there, or do they have a legitimate obesity problem? I think Turkey has gotten dramatically fatter over the course of the past couple of decades. I don't know if they have a massive obesity problem or not, but it wouldn't shock me if that was the case. I haven't looked at the statistics in a while. By being in Europe, y'all will miss out the growth China brings to Asia. Think about it. New women's rights and women's wrongs just dropped. Sigma female. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Sigma female doesn't exist. It's just called girl autism. And it manifests itself very differently. We have so many fucking videos to watch. Yeah, anyway, this lady is out of control. She's crazy, and such is the case with every... As is the case with every single situation, she has somehow possibly found people even dumber than her, because like I said, the well is deep, okay? And she is trying to farm people that are even stupider than her inside of her multi-level marketing group. She is in some insane MLM group. The Phase 2 house. Oh, I love this shit. It's awesome.
Shared with her online Phase 2 community. But I'll get to what Phase 2 is in just a couple minutes. First, it's important that I introduce you to one of the founders of Phase 2 and quantum networking.
If you still insist that money is hard to make, go stand on a fucking corner with a sign that says I need help. You'll learn very quickly that you can receive money doing absolutely nothing. When I left my ex and ended up homeless in Arizona for a week, he ended up getting me a plane ticket to go visit him for the first time ever. And I went, but when I arrived, I was horrified. I won't give all the details, but if you can imagine the most depressing house possible. So I was only supposed to stay with him for a week, but I ended up staying for 3 months, and it was hell. So that means you continuing that you have to insist that you have to work to make money, to do all this stuff to make money. You're willingly lying to yourself. As soon as I got there, I knew that I was not going back to Arizona without him. Keep in mind, this was the first time I ever met him in person in my entire life. You don't actually have to work for money. You don't have to do anything to get money, and here's why. Homeless people are wealthier than you. Stop being so fucking dumb and do something different. Have you ever given money?
Dude, that's awesome. That's... Like, I feel like these people have a dial, like a schizophrenia dial, and they're just like cranking it up further. Homeless people have more money than you is a take. I like that. Famously, homeless people have more money than you, but the one thing that they don't have is a home, is shelter. So how does that work? Like, there are certain concepts that we take for granted in societal organization that if you take the time out of your day to like really think about, you could possibly come to the conclusion is bullshit, right? Things that cause harm in the way that society is organized, like the unjustifiable hierarchies in the workforce, the fact that we like to celebrate democracy, or a theoretical democracy that we supposedly exist under, but that no such democratic organization even exists in government, and it certainly does not exist in the workplace that adults spend 80% of their lives on. That's the kind of stuff where you're like, wait, well, this sucks. Like, why is it that medicine is actually accessible as long as you have money for it? Like, why can't I just have it? You know what I mean? Like, these are questions that you could ask yourself about your current existence, right? And you know, maybe you arrive at the right conclusions after really thinking about it a little bit. You're like, why is it that this is paywalled? Medication and things that would legitimately improve everyone's lives if they were free, if they were produced and created and distributed not for profit, but to genuinely improve the human condition. So that kind of stuff makes sense. This kind of stuff, on the other hand, is, you know, kooky. It's crazy. Homeless people actually are wealthier than you secretly, or the government wants to kill you by giving you all vaccines. Why do they want to kill you? No one really understands that. We don't really know. Just for the sake of funsies, right? Like, that kind of stuff is absolutely diabolical, unhinged, but relatively creative. I definitely find it to be creative and interesting, at least. But I don't even know where I'm going with this. I mean, this is crazy. I think some people read articles like these and think that is the norm and not an outlier. Meet the world's richest beggar? What? What the hell is this? Who owns Mumbai flat? His net worth beggars belief? Bro, how did you even find this? Like, I don't even understand. TikTok is just the people saying the most outrageous things for attention. Yes. And in some respects, I want to believe that these people are actually smarter than the way they present themselves online. And they're simply doing it for social media clout because we are all fascinated with stupidity. Okay? But to be honest, I don't think that's the case. I think it's partially because these people are that fucking stupid. Sometimes you have to remind yourself that, you know, think about how dumb you are, or think about the average dumb guy that you know, okay? Now recognize that there is half of society that's even dumber than that guy, okay? It's just, it's a sad state of existence, but there's plenty of people who are just fucking unhinged. Yeah, George Carlin. Shouts out to George Carlin for that joke. Stealing from Carlin again? I mean, it's like saying, well, I have a dream. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who is the person who quoted it. That's like one of those things that is a nod and an ode to George Carlin. Anyway, you stole fizzy lifting drink? I don't know what that means. Internet made dumb people accessible to all of us? Yes, the internet. I feel like there was an era of pathologizing every single thing that we did, which kind of became permanent. There's the hyper medicalization of like all kinds of quirky behavior there is the hypercritical analysis of any kind of like outside of the norm behavior where we pathologize it. We think it's a condition that must be immediately medicalized and immediately treated. See, this is why I know a lot of you dummies don't read, okay? No one is fucking saying, oh, you're Hasan, you're fucking stealing from Foucault. Why are you not saying that? You fucking dummies, because I'm kind of doing that right now, okay? Oh, everybody wants to jump down my fucking throat when I'm talking about, when I'm talking about fucking George Carlin. Anyway, so what I was saying is, I do think that there is a hyper medicalization of any kind of like anything that deviates from the norm, and I feel like we're shifting back to a time where we are fascinated by these people, but instead of seeing them as like the village idiot, which is a quirky personality, a colorful personality, but not one to be taken seriously, we have decided when we added the element of clout and the legitimizing factor of like The social phenomena of clout and the legitimization that comes along with that has created a structure where, like, the village idiot is now being hailed as a hero for having a unique thought that might not be so objectionable. You know what I mean? We moved from hyper-medicalizing every kind of deviation from the norm to back to a place where we are fascinated by the village idiot and see it as a colorful personality. But now the village idiot, given social media and the legitimizing aspect, the neutralizing aspect of social media, and the way that you analyze information on social media, makes it so that you don't have the same safeguards, the same measures that you normally would in the real world when you experience someone like this in the real world. You see someone like this in the real world, they haven't taken a shower, or they're just like really fucking odd in that interaction. The vibes are fucked up, and you immediately can recognize, maybe I'm not talking to a serious person, maybe I'm talking to someone who's fucking crazy. Okay? But because there is this like neutralizing factor on social media, you don't have that same level of analysis. You just physically cannot do that. So the guy who would normally be sitting on top of a soapbox outside of the metro station telling you about Elron Hoyabembe is now seen as a guy with unique ideas, and especially because there's plenty of other guys that also look at that guy and go, oh, I like this guy. I'm clicking on it. I'm clicking like on what he said. Then that guy has 1 million followers all of a sudden. So then you're like, well, okay, my only way of analyzing whether or not this person has something worthy to say, something of value that he's contributing to the discourse, is whether other people have considered that to be valuable to the discourse. So then all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe this is a legitimate guy. Hold on. Let me listen to Elron Hoyabembe takes a little bit more. Obviously, self-help gurus and con men and charlatan have existed throughout time. I have been always fascinated by con men stories. I love con men. I think it's great. They are confidence men, ultimately, right? They have a lot of confidence. I think it's like great when you max out your persuasion skills and then you're just fucking rolling nat 20s all day, every day, persuading people all around. However, nowadays, you could just like do it in a much smaller, much more atomized way and kind of get away with it for a very, very long time without even like going above board and reaching a level of legitimacy that requires you to, at the very least, like monitor your output. You could just be as unhinged as you can physically be and still get away with smaller, but yet still very successful cons for a very long time. That's where we're at here.
To a homeless person just because they were there and you were like, oh, you obviously have nothing, so here, let me give you something. Today I went out, stood on the corner with my friends, and we made $50 cash doing absolutely nothing except holding a sign and smiling at people. Why did we do this? Just for the experience, just to show ourselves that money is literally effortless. I used to work really hard, struggle for money, be broke, all that shit, and now I live like a literal fucking queen. Everything handles itself in my experience.
How I left the Matrix and retired from work at 26. So many cases of this, man. Many such cases. That's awesome. There's so much of this, dude. It's not rage bait, chat. It's not fucking rage bait. COVID kind of fast-tracked the con game. Being able to point out that society's most educated and most senior authorities on many things didn't have the answers, created cracks in the dam. Oh, yeah, for sure. The more atomized we become, the more the internet creates a structure for you to at least have some semblance of socialization, even though all of the other physical aspects of socialization that we take for granted, that is probably very healthy for us, that we do not consider, are no longer there. The more you will see things like this. Okay? That's it. Thought times bring strange things to human culture. No, I do not think this is. No, I do bet this is rage bait. I don't think she genuinely believes this. I don't think she. I I don't think this is rage bait. I think she's saying psychotic shit on purpose, partially because she believes it, partially because she knows more people will pay attention to her, but ultimately she believes the dumb shit. She's dumb. The more you learn, the dumber you are.
If you went to college and learned anything, and particularly if you spent a lot of money on it, I have some extremely bad news for you. We live in a simulation. Wealthy people, the ones who actually have all the money and freedom, have known this for literally millennia. But you went to college and learned a bunch of shit from the perspective of every.
Yeah, that's why famously none of those like wealthiest, most powerful people have gone to college. Especially in our current modern era. Famously, yeah. No, this is just to make you feel better. Like college seems less accessible. College seems less accessible for many people the more expensive it gets. So don't feel bad. Education is difficult. You're not going to get a fucking scholarship. Only rich people are going to college. And you don't even have to worry about it because guess what? It's stupid. Those people are dumb. You're the smart one for going to college.
Of everything being real, and it's actually not real. So everything you learned is essentially complete and utter bullshit. It is bullshit. Not a single thing you learned at school will actually contribute to your wealth and freedom. You're just going to keep being caught up in the matrix. Sorry to break it to you. If you had gotten a wealthy mentor, someone like me or the person I learned from, you could have learned all this shit for free. Well, it's not too late. You can start.
Dude, I'm sorry. Mentor is my trigger word, dude. I swear to God. When I hear somebody say mentor, I go immediately. It just like breaks my brain. I know. I'm sure some of you guys have mentors. I'm sure it's great. I've never had one. I don't really understand it. Maybe it's my own lived experience, but as soon as someone says mentor to me online, I'm like, oh God, oh, whoa, fuck, why are you fucking saying that? What the fuck? Oh, this is a con man for sure. Bro, you're my mentor. What the fuck? No, man, I'm a dude you watch online. Okay. I'm not your mentor. I try to lead by example. I try to show you the best practices. I try to, explain to you the way that the structure works. Ultimately, I do not expect anything in return from you. You can watch, you can not watch if you don't want to. I would like you to watch when I play video games, you know what I mean? But it's just not. No, it doesn't work that way. How does one even find a legit mentor? I don't know. I think like anyone that says mentor, they're always looking for cons, you know what I mean? Like it's a self-selecting pool of people that you get into.
Start learning from me right now. Hit follow, check out the books in my bio to learn more about what we call Phase 2.
It's immediate. It is when it's immediately followed by, well, lucky, you can learn from me for $50 a month. Yeah. Skill mentors are valid. Okay, that's entirely different. You're talking about like an apprenticeship, dude. Yeah. Like a senpai structure for sure. Mentor is just an older person you respect who works in your field that you can chat with. They exist in the coding space as well. Told my senior engineer to fuck off because the HasanAbi bracket said mentorship doesn't make sense. Good. I'm calling my mentor senpai from now on. Yeah, if you have a good mentor, he will tell you to not do that. So that's a good test.
Because of Phase 2. Infinite examples of people getting money for nothing. Have you ever gotten birthday money? You got money for just existing. That same experience can be...
Like, you're a child. Like, this is a child. This is a person who is like one step removed from saying goo goo gaga. Oh, remember when you got money for your birthday? Like, you have to literally be a child to listen to this and go, oh, fuck, she's kind of right, actually. I did get money on my birthday. Oh, my God. This is, like, I can do this, okay? Are you ready? Making money is really easy. All you need to do is pull out your teeth. Remember when the tooth fairy would come after your teeth fell out and then you would put it under your pillow? It's that simple, as a matter of fact. Please join my course for $50 a month, and I will explain to you how you can make the tooth fairy diversify your portfolio. It's like, the fuck are you saying? What are you doing? Are you tailoring this to like children? What the fuck?
Your entire money experience. You just keep fucking telling yourself it can't. This was when the Christmas $50,000 deal happened and he made $500,000 in less than a year. What? And it blew my fucking mind. It was what Andre taught me that allowed me to change the way I felt about money and create this TikTok page. I was a total outcast when I was in school when I was younger, and now I'm popular on the internet. And that's why we're retired at 20.
Wait, what is this Miss Money? What you're popular on the internet, Miss Money working. Let's see. I think a lot of people just say that they're popular on the internet without actually being popular on the internet as well. Like she has 378,000 followers. What the fuck are you talking about? Sam Rossi, Phase 2 content creator. Okay, this Phase 2 shit is crazy to me. I feel like there's a lot of wild stuff going on here in this Phase 2 place. Me shifting and expanding my reality by allowing myself to enjoy the feeling of doing the absolute bare fucking minimum, not helping anyone with shit, being completely useless, and going out of my way to fail at everything I do by simply never doing it. And then she says, every time I share a post about following myself, I feel all my feelings. The mainstream manifesting positivity bullshit guru chokes to death. The unwanted experiences that you keep having over and over again are the ones you refuse to allow yourself to feel. Just feel it. Move on.
Money out of the way. Money is the easiest experience to expand and usually the first one that changes. Well, how exactly can I just do that? Get the money out of the way. Well, let me ask you this. Who would you be without your struggles and problems? I honestly have no idea. It's really weird to think about. I feel like I wouldn't even exist. Right. So guess which problem you keep creating to avoid not existing? Oh shit. Money problems. Yeah. There are no money problems. You just keep simulating the experience of money problems over and over again. Stop.
There ain't no way that, like, they're unironically saying, like, if you have issues with money, like if you're homeless, just like think that you're not homeless. That cannot be the fundamental plank of whatever kind of fucking scam that they're running, right? This is definitely a manifestation of people feeling imprisoned by capitalism and trying to feel free from it while still under it. Yeah, no, I 100%. I've never seen it so directly, though. Oftentimes, people will just, like, rely on at least, like... Okay. One thing that you cannot refuse to experience is the material realities and how they impact you. If you don't have money and you're hungry, okay, you feel that hunger. There's no way to just like wish-wash or wish-cast your way out of it, okay? You're still experiencing hunger. You're still experiencing homelessness. So for that reason, a lot of people, a lot of con men, usually will never really just say this, okay? They'll say something else. They'll deflect. They'll deflect away from your... in a way to, they'll deflect in a way to make it seem like there are other ways to get out of it. They will never just directly tell you, oh, just shift into a reality where you're not homeless anymore. Also getting a lot of idea guy vibes from this. I mean, it's fucking crazy. I don't understand it. Girl, I'm a single mom about to be homeless. I wish I could think my way out of this one.
Stop. How? How do you identify a problem?
Damn, the surgery I don't have the money to pay for was just in my head the whole time. Sounds like you made up a problem, a very convincing one at that. I mean, is this like Christian Scientists, but New Age and spiritual instead of like instead of packaged under like organized religion? Is that what this is? This is what, dude. This is oof, this is crazy. Jupiter and Taurus already giving me like 83 signs today. If all my problems were gone, I'd be on top of the world in luxury. Nah, but I really do have money problems if you insist. I watched that Knowing Better YouTube video too. Wait, what? What Knowing Better YouTube video? Death is the poor man's doctor. The city will bury you or cremate you for free if they can't identify you. That's terrifying. She's rich and brain broken. I can't see what. First of all, I don't even think she's rich. Okay, like I don't even think she's personally rich. There's something very weird going on here that I haven't figured out.
Over and over again. Stop. How? How do you identify a problem?
Get my book, Quantum Networking, to finally stop screwing around in life.
You look at something, you tell yourself that it's a problem, and you feel like it's a problem. So stop doing all of that. That's too simple. I know. That's why it's the last fucking thing that anyone ever does. I'm telling you, just get the money out of the way. Money is the easiest experience to expand and usually the first one that changes.
Wealth is inevitable.
How do you always have so many ideas and you just get shit done so fast?
That's what people are saying to her all the time. It's white girl inherited wealth. Parents pay for all the experiences. I don't think she's as caked up, chat. I mean, look, she's in like a fucking apartment. You know what I mean? And probably living in a place like Arizona or some shit. So, you know, half of chat is living in a similar condition here. You know what I mean? She got popcorn ceiling. How fucking wealthy could she be, you know? Come on, dog. Like, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, it's still a lot better than many people's circumstances, but come on. What's the point of getting shit done if you're just manifesting free money anyway? Like, what is she selling if all I have to do is stop being poor? I think she's just saying, you know, at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break, right? And you can just manifest that away. You can manifest a gifted sub, or you can manifest $5 to magically appear in your bank account so you can purchase a $5 a month subscription, or you can manifest a Twitch Prime for a free one. You know what I mean? Or, like I said, you could just manifest a gifted sub to avoid the top of the hour ad break. Cracky McWestside just gifted 5 gifted subs. MB Chaos gifted 5 gifted subs. Why am I even here? Oh, 34 MKD with another 50 big ones. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. I have popcorn ceiling and I enjoy it. Okay, my point is, you're not exactly fucking caked up if you're living in an apartment in Arizona with like a bunch of other people. Moth666, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gifted subs. Nikki Naptime, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
I have a very intimate relationship with my intuition, so I pretty much just get ideas and instructions and I just act on them without thinking about it. Can I have that too? How do I start? Of course you can. Everyone has an intuition. To start developing your relationship with it, you have to slow down. Slow down? What do you mean? People think that they only get flashes of their intuition.
My cat hates turfs. Thank you for the 5 gifted. It's a funny username.
And they're lucky if they catch it, but that's because they move so fast all the time. When you literally physically slow down in your life and in your experience, your thoughts slow down too. So you can hear what your intuition is saying 100% of the time. Oh, is that what you're doing when you just sit there quietly for like 10 minutes? You're slowing down? Yeah, I do it a few times a day. I literally just sit with myself and feel my feelings and pay attention to me and nothing else. So once someone slows down, they literally get instructions from their intuition to have any experience they feel like having. Yeah, that's why they call it the billionaire's secret. How do you always have...
No one calls it that. I love that we are watching their process of self-affirmation that has led to this bullshit. Yeah. This kind of human can only be crafted in either the forgotten times when there was no access to information, okay, or right now. There was a brief window where this was not as like broadly accessible, and we've moved beyond it. Like, you can only get to this kind of, you can only arrive at this with a perfect concoction of self-actualization, constant babying, and no immediate sense of community that probably would check you through shame or through interactions with other human beings. And of course, you absolutely need to have a massive amount of entitlement. So America is like the perfect environment for a person like this. It's so perfectly crafted to just churn out these kinds of takes, especially through social media. Truly amazing that people can make an entire brand for themselves on TikTok by hearing an incomplete sentence piece of advice from a therapist and going viral. Yeah. If you're in jail, just manifest the bail. We're in like the reverse dark age, too much information at one time. Brains can't keep up. I don't think it's because there's too much information at one time. I think this stems from a lack of interest in education and critical thinking skills that come along with that, even if you're not fully paying attention to everything that you're seeing in school. I think because everything is so easily accessible at the tip of your fingers, you just make this assumption that you don't really need to learn things. You could just Google it and make it up as you go along. So that just like rewires your fucking brain in a very weird fashion. And then when you don't have that kind of critical thinking and you don't have that media literacy, you basically just look at anything and everything, especially things that correspond to your own personal biases in a positive way that like reaffirms your suspicions. You look at that and you go, this is real. This must be real. It makes me feel good. And you just full blown believe it. And that's where you get all of these like these I did my own research guys. You know what I mean? It's like, why would I trust a scientist who has dedicated his entire life to this when I can do my own research and find out that that scientist is wrong? Because I'm the smartest guy I know. I'm so dumb that I think I'm the fucking most brilliant person, right? I walk around every day thinking that I'm the literal smartest person on the planet. So now I'm going to go on Facebook and do my own research by seeking out information that counters the narrative in a way that appeals to my sensibilities. I know it's stealing Lauren's tweet, but this person does definitely seem like they have a fetish for being yelled at. I mean, I don't know. I think their fetish is just like trying to identify people that are even dumber than she is to farm them for money.